Hello event people! Welcome to another video. I'm Federica from Rox Event Staff. In this video I'm going to talk to you about what in-person event attendees want. If you saw our last video, we talked about what virtual attendees want, and I could not just resist the temptation to make a video for in-person events. Before starting, I would like to invite you to subscribe to our channel if you are interested in all kinds of event news, top tips for event professionals, and finally, if you will like this video, please let us know, giving us a like and share your opinion in the comments below. So in this video, I wanted to talk to you about a very interesting survey that I found online on PromoLeaf.com, where they did this amazing study that interviewed 1,000 people based in the US from all kinds of industries and age groups, asking them about their preferences for virtual and in-person events. And the most incredible thing and reassuring thing, first of all, is that between virtual and in-person events, people by 70% preferred in-person events. I'm sure most of us are very happy about this because event professionals mainly work on site for in-person events, and only recently we started working only for virtual events, at least most of us. So this is really good news. This is really good to know people like in-person events. So the first number that I want to share with you is that an overwhelming 72% of the survey's participants, they prefer in-person events. There may be three reasons why event attendees prefer in-person events instead of virtual events. The first one is best networking. In fact, networking in person is much easier compared to virtual events. The second reason why people would prefer live events, in-person events instead of virtual ones is body language and subtle communication, which is something that we can't easily keep an eye on virtual events. And finally, the third reason could be demonstrations. Depending on your kind of product or service, especially for product, it will be easy to demonstrate your company, service or product live in person for a demonstration instead of a virtual one. And if I may add something myself, I would also say that I believe it comes more natural to us to interact face to face. We are social creatures and our DNA was built on that. So I believe that's also a possible fourth reason why attendees prefer in-person events. Now let's get to the age groups. In fact, here there is quite a surprising result from the survey. The participants voted in a majority for in-person events between the age of 16 and 24, and that's the 84% of people that took the survey, which is quite surprising, especially in this age group, as millennials are considered to be the most technologic ones. However, apparently they prefer in-person events. The second and third age group that prefer in-person events are the groups between 45 to 54 years old and over 55, with both the 73% of preference. We then have 25 to 34 years old with a preference of 70%. And the age group that least prefers in-person events are between 35 and 44 years old with a 67%. So this will give you a better idea of which target audience you should work on for your in-person event compared to virtual events. The reason why the younger age group prefers in-person events may be because they consider virtual tools to be used for fun and for the free time, and they will struggle to use that for work or to learn something. This may be the reason why, as a study by the Community College Research Center shows, younger students who engage in online learning may be less likely to finish their courses and less likely to retain information. So until now, we clearly discussed about the advantages of in-person events and which age group prefers that kind of format, which is 16 and up to 24 years old. But what about price? The survey clearly explains a price preference for virtual events, but not for in-person events, because there are just simply too many factors to get a preference for in-person events, especially because they are based on the industry and type of event. Calculate your event price by anticipated costs and attendance estimates. That will give you a rough idea of how much your in-person event should cost. Even if we can't really get a preferred price for in-person events, there is no question that the perceived value of both virtual events and in-person events will increase the attendees' willingness to pay. There are several strategies that you can adopt, and I'm going to leave you a link in the description below so you can read more about it. Now let's have a look at the ideal length of your event. The most preferred length for an in-person or face-to-face event is 1 to 2 hours by 41%. We then have 3 to 4 hours by 21%. On the third place we have more than 1 day for 19%. And finally we have 5 to 23 hours, same as less than 1 hour, with a 10% preference. So the time that in-person event attendees spend on the event should be justified with what they get out of it. This leads us to the conclusion that in-person events can and should be longer. So until now we said that in-person event attendees prefer face-to-face events if they are between the age of 16 and 24. We also said that the price depends on the industry and the event type itself. The ideal length should be of 1 or 2 hours, but for in-person events, the longer the better. And finally, the preferred day should be Thursday or Friday based on the study. In fact, for the majority of people that attend face-to-face meetings, Thursday and Friday are very good days just to get to the end of the week, because less people likes to attend events and then go back to work before taking a good rest. Based on this survey, 72% of people that took it prefer in-person events and are more willing to pay for them. And to establish the right price for your event, I will leave you a link in the description below. That's all I have to share with you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and let us know what you think about it in the comments below. We have many other videos coming up, so make sure you subscribe and hit the bell to receive notifications. Thank you so much, take care and see you soon.